Good evening, sir. This is for discussion number 3 for Shakespeare's A Midsummer's Night Dream. Below you will see a picture that I drew for this discussion. Like I promised you'd see more of these, so you can kind of tell, a little hard, but over here you got Helena. She's obviously very upset, distraught over Hermia, and as you can tell, the symbolism with the double cherry. This is from Act 3.2 in the play. So I will go ahead and begin with my discussion. In Act 3.2 of Midsummer's Night Dream, Helena confronts Hermia over what Helena perceives as the taunting advances of Hermia's lover Lysander and his rival Demetrius. Helena feels that the close bond she shares with Hermia is all but broken by her friend's involvement in these joking remarks. However, unbeknownst to Helena, Hermia had nothing to do with these perceived jokes. Additionally, this bond Helena alludes to in her infuriating speech for Hermia was nearly broken when Hermia decided to run away with her lover, ultimately leaving Athens, as well as Helena, forever. This fit of rage by Helena does not surprise me the least, and shows the true colors of Helena as a naive individual who realizes beauty is only superficial, and also lacks awareness that her relationship with Hermia was on the rocks. During the acts preceding this confrontation, Helena expressed her deficiencies by constantly admiring her friend's charming good looks. Additionally, with Hermia in a serious relationship with Lysander, Helena failed to realize that the sister bond they shared had taken a backseat to Hermia's new romantic relationship, which, in my opinion, romantic relationships usually supersede relationships from childhood. Although many people can still share these friendships while in a romantic relationship, it is harder to invest the same time in these involvements that were often made easier to maintain during the pre-adolescent days of childhood, where love was only a distant feeling. Upon the days when we become more predisposed to finding a romantic, loving relationship, it is often at the expense of those other bonds between friends and siblings. Helena was infatuated of Hermia's natural beauty, which made love easy to find by those who examined the shallow display of love of the two men who liked Hermia and who were also drawn by her physical beauty. Helena became more and more aware of her own self-deficiencies and linked her problems to this shallow belief that her lack of beauty was to blame. Regardless of beauty, Athens is a city of millions of people, and for someone to feel that you are romantically hopeless due to your looks is obviously someone who does not understand the subjective pool of love that often makes love blind. It is not accurate to link love with just beauty alone, and this analysis would only lead to spiteful actions by jealous motives when your best friend is fairer looking than yourself. In alluding to Helena's speech about the sacredness of the sister bond, I found the following quote by Rose Macaulay to best sum the devotion of sisters and what they share together. We know one another's faults, virtues, catastrophes, mortifications, triumphs, rivalries, desires, and how long we can hang by our hands to the bar. We have been banded together under pack codes and tribal laws. As school-day friends while growing up, there is little doubt that Helena would know detailed information of Hermia on the playground, and vice versa, or Shakespearean speaking, what she created with her needle in the sitting room. These sister vows they shared when they were younger was an unbreakable bond only strengthened by the absence of romantic love and adolescent hormones that would eventually pull each other apart and prompt each other to break the unwritten laws of sisterhood. Need not forget that Helena chose to tell Demetrius of Hermia and Lysander's flight from Athens in order to personally gain from sharing the secret. Again, with Helena's confrontation with Hermia in Act 3.2, she scolds Hermia with a furious speech over the joking advances of Demetrius and Lysander, with Hermia as the perceived ringleader. She chides Hermia's behavior of scorning her poor friend. It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Unfortunately, the line had already been drawn between these two women by Helena's willingness to tell on Hermia's secretive flight, possibly costing Hermia her life in accordance to Athenian law. This leads me to the question, is it sisterlike or even humane to stop someone from living happily for your own right to live happily? The answer to this is dependent upon your character, which reinstates my initial comment that Helena is naive and with questionable intentions. Sisters are there for each other in times of crisis and share an intimacy that even spouses would be hard-pressed to understand. Helena broke the silence that comes with these tribal laws, making herself a hypocrite since she had already used Hermia for her own gain. In Act 1.1, Helena asked Hermia, "Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the emotion of Demetrius' heart." Once or twice is a compliment, but repeatedly complimenting a friend's beauty, as which she did in Act 1.1, and the question for help in finding love is insidious if left uncontrolled. Friends love and respect each other on mutual grounds, and there is a line where such comments become more fueled by jealousy rather than kindness. Helena crossed this line when she became too obsessed over her friend's beauty and her friend's success in finding love. Although these two variables are easily associated together, love is blind, and often it's the mind that leads to true compatible love. Helen gave in to the stresses on her fading relationship with Hermia, and although Helena believes Hermia had a role in fashioning this false sport of scorning her friend in Act 3.2, Helena already was a player in this game of love. Helena failed Hermia just as much as Hermia failed Helena as a sister in not speaking out for her friend's contrived notion of love. So, sir, that's the end of my discussion number 3. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a nice evening. Thank you, sir, and I'll see you in class.